All right, here we go. It's our hey Brad, we're recording right now. You look great. Perfect. Brad Adam with us, Root Sports here at pucksports.com. It's all brought to you by John Howie Steak. Entertain your next clients, family, friends at John Howie Steak. Experience the best dining experience in the city. Visit John Howie Steak. Do you want to tell our listeners why on Wednesday, April 24th, we had to move your recording session around? Because you were like, hey, I mean, we got a little confused on the times, but then you're like, but I've got to do a different time. You want to tell people why? Or
I think that they would understand completely, Puck. I had to get a haircut.
Well, you have to look nice.
I had to try to look nice, not just for Root, but for this podcast. I mean, you're stepping things up.
We have to make you look
I got to be better than Divish lying in his bed. I mean, that's a striking scene.
At least he didn't. Yeah, he didn't lie in his bed this time. He was more.
In the chair, maybe?
I don't know. I think at one point he was sitting in a chair, and then he was like right by the like the refrigerator, and it was making like a buzzing sound.
Humming. Yeah.
I'm like, hey, can you get away from the refrigerator? So the haircut went good. How was?
What do you think? You tell me.
It's nice, high and tight. You get the same thing when you go in there. What do you say?
Well, the first thing I say is let's get short enough on the sides that I get the gray out.
Get the gray out.
So we do that. So we do the gray, and the up top, we try to find some and get those out too.
Okay, so basically we cut the gray out.
Yeah, cut the gray out and just kind of, make it even up top. So I don't know. I don't know. It's pretty simple,
Do I not, if you want to cut the gray out, why don't we just color the hair?
I don't know. Something about that. I don't know.
Do you know anybody that does that?
I may. That might use our old sponsor, Just for Men. Maybe.
Okay.
See, you look good. I like the salt and pepper that you've got.
Yeah,
That's
I let
cool.
it go. I don't care as much.
Well, right. That's what I'm telling Daniel Kramer. Okay, esteemed writer, MLB.com.
Sure.
He is planning his wedding. Okay.
And
he's getting pretty stressed out. They can't find a venue, this and that, and I see him the other day in the press box, and he didn't like the meal, so he got like chicken tenders and fries. And I'm like, dude,
you're getting married.
Wait till you get married, and then you can eat whatever you want. Then you can just stop trying.
And the thing for Kramer is when he has kids,
right?
You'll be eating chicken tenders and fries.
Oh yeah,
for 15 years
because they don't ever finish them, and you have
Well, they don't finish them, and that's all they want.
Exactly.
I mean, I go out to eat now, and that's all my 10-year-old. That's all he gets.
Still
that chicken tenders. I order. I mean, I'm a model of health. People can look and see.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just order a salad now because he's going to eat. He's going to eat He's not going to finish it all, and I'll get his.
Exactly. I told Kramer just hold it together until the wedding.
Hold it together.
It's great advice. I hope he follows it.
And then just let it all loose.
Go. Eat whatever you want after. But
eat whatever you want.
Look,
who's eating right now
for the wedding?
You know who's eating right now for the Mariners?
Ooh.
Julio Rodriguez. How about that, folks?
Great segue.
How about that? This is why we're paid a lot of money by John Howie Steak. Right there is that segue right there. Did you think as we record this on Wednesday, did you think on the Tuesday's game, did you think he was going to eat the trident after the home run? Do you think he's taken the trident home?
Love it.
Has he slept with the trident?
I would not be surprised last night. I mean, he was so happy to get that trident, for the first time. He didn't want to let it go. He wanted to take it out to center field with him.
He should have.
Maybe he took it home with him. But it was great to see.
Can you pass along a message to them?
Yeah. From you?
I want a dummy, like a almost like a piñata or like a scarecrow in the dugout that has the jersey of the team they're playing.
I know where you're going with this.
Okay, when they get the trident, they raise it all up, but then they go in and they put it at the end of the dugout, and then they make a tunnel. And then the person who hit the home run gets to run and just stab the scarecrow with the jersey.
Impale it.
Yeah.
It could be like, a player on the other team, right?
Yeah. Perfect. Even better.
It'll be Trout. You get him, Aaron Judge.
Who would we do for the Rangers? I know who I would do. I would do Garcia. Garcia for the Rangers. Oh,
man. Yeah.
Because he kills him. Yeah.
Oh.
And we'll kill him.
He is. Yeah. True. I like that. That's probably the only way you can stop him.
Yeah, but I mean, so Trout for the Angels. Who do we do for the A's? I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I can name an A's player. I don't think is Langerhans still on the team?
Langerhans?
No.
Langeliers, the catcher.
I don't even know who's on the team. I really don't. I can't name a player.
Their best players are second baseman Zach Geloff or Geloff.
No, I know I can name because I just watched.
Let's go with him.
No, I'm going to go with the Mason Miller guy.
Oh my gosh,
that dude!
What happened? Where'd that come from?
Is a freak.
Did you see him against the Yankees?
Yeah. I saw the highlights. I mean, he just throws the ball.
Oh my gosh,
so hard. I mean,
102.
Hey, good luck. I mean, his arm will fall off soon, but whatever.
Sure.
I mean, have fun with it.
Fun while it lasts. Yeah. Try to get a contract before your arm falls off.
Yeah. So Julio, huh? What'd you do?
Oh, it was great.
What did you do to Julio to turn him around?
I didn't do anything to Julio. Julio decided, he had enough. It was a bad slider. And before, when he was kind of getting mistakes where he still hitting them hard, but hitting ground balls and line drives, right? He finally got one up in the air. And with his power and the way as hard as he hits the ball, when he gets in the air, he's got a great chance of leaving, even with the roof open last night. It was like 435 or something?
Oh, so, he obliterated the baseball. Yeah. He just killed it.
Yeah. So obviously great to see. And before him, Cal, who was 4 and 5 games. I mean, he's on. How about a heater he's on, right? Oh my goodness.
How can you FedEx do we know is the front office on the road trip with them?
No.
Okay. Can they fly now and just get the contract in front of them?
Well, the problem is he's a Boris client. So that's going to be difficult.
Okay. So we
not
take
impossible, but difficult.
We take the Trident to Boris then. Just get him, Brad, get him signed.
I know.
Please.
But then who, this is going to be interesting in a couple of years. We're going to be talking about this, I'm sure. I mean, who do you sign? Do you want Cal?
Oh, all of them, preferably.
Do you want Kirby? Do you want Gilbert? Do you want Miller? Do you want Wu?
Yes.
How many can they sign? I have no idea.
Well,
right? I mean, what if Canzone pops? Do you want to sign him?
Stop it.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Come on.
I'm just saying.
Canzone pops? Come on. Rojas? You want to lock Rojas?
Lock him up like they did Dylan Moore.
Yeah, that they did. Well, I mean, all of them. I want all of them. And they can do it.
Go now, where it's going to be less money. Buy some arbitration years now before they hit free agency.
Well, I think you bring up a good point. I think what I don't want them to do is look back in a few years. This is kind of like when the Seahawks had Russell Wilson on that rookie contract.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's when you got to go buy the free agents because you're not paying this guy anything. Like
the star,
you're not paying Kirby anything. You're not paying Miller, and you're not playing Kirby. I already mentioned that probably.
Gilbert.
You're not playing any of those guys,
right?
So, but yeah, you're right. I mean, they're going to be all so expensive. Cal, Gilbert, and Kirby. Those are the first three, and then you mentioned we're probably not there yet with Rue, but I get what you're saying. But then Miller. Well, it probably means. Yeah, but it probably means that maybe not at this trade deadline, unless they're out of it. But in the offseason, they'll move Castillo.
Somebody, right? Or Castillo? Yeah, maybe.
Because that just makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, depending on kind of where they are and how they're set up for a few years. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Luckily, we don't have to discuss that, break that down now. We can just kind of enjoy.
It's the things I think about. I think about a lot.
You need to, as a fan. You're like,
what's going to happen with these guys, right? They're going
Yeah.
to trade some. I don't know, but I'd say
I just want Cal Raleigh locked up. You know, we as we drop these on Wednesdays, we talked to Divish on the Divish episode. We talked on the podcast. I brought this up. He is, I think, there's no debate. Julio is the most talented player. He's the best player on the team. I do believe Cal Raleigh is the most important player, though. And I say that just because of what he means to the pitching staff, what he means inside the clubhouse, what he means to the team, the toughness he has, but also, his bat. I mean, he hits, and he's a good offensive player. So
I agree with you. And that's so rare to find a catcher. I was trying to think, who are the, top offensive catchers? The Contreras brothers, sure. I mean, but Cal's right there. I mean, I tell you, this kid, Logan O'Hoppe for the Angels, might be the real deal. He's off to a really good start again. He was really good last year until he got hurt. So he might be okay. Jonah Heim's pretty good. Sean Murphy's pretty good. But, I mean, you're right. Cal's got more power than those guys. I mean, he hit 30 last year. I mean, you can see him hitting more than that. And he's moved up. He's hit fifth. He's hit fourth. But you're right. He's the guy. He's kind of like I guess the glue, like a leader in that team, right? Tough as nails, plays through everything. I mean, he's not 100% now, but he's going to play every day. It doesn't matter. He's like, I asked him about that. I said, why are you playing a day game after a night game? I think it was the Red Series. I'm like, you're catching today? He's like, they pay me to catch. No big deal. It never complains, never thinks about it. And you're right. What he does for that staff is amazing. I mean, he's perfect. I just hope they don't run him into the ground, playing him too much this year. But hey, our boy Sebi finally came through.
Will those, let me ask you, let's open it up to the public on YouTube. You can comment on the yes or no to this next question. Will those be the only 3 hits that Zavala has this season?
Come on.
Are we sure?
It's like saying that's the only home run Julio's going to hit. Come on.
Well,
the dam is broken. He's ready to go now.
He is. The dam is broken. How much do you think that weighed on Julio?
I don't think too much, just because he's been going so well the last couple of weeks. He finished at the homestand in good shape, and then he had 8 hits against the Rockies. Now, the Rockies are terrible, obviously, and he had 8 singles, which was kind of surprising in Coors Field. I'm thinking he's going to bust loose there. But, his average, he jumped his average like 60 points in that Colorado series. So now he's up to 270 or so. So I think he's in a good spot hitting-wise. I think he knew that, he's hitting it hard and things are fine. And as long as he just kind of gets a pitch in the zone that he can swing at and stop swinging at pitches out of the zone, good things will happen. And that's what happened on that home run. He, misplaced slider from Dung. He just annihilated to left center. But I think that, he had some fun with the Triton. He had some fun with it. But I don't think he was aware of it, obviously. But it wasn't like wearing on him, I don't think, just because he has been producing. But now, they say it comes in bunches. Now he's got one, and he needs to get going against Texas again. That was a big win for a lot of reasons last night, Puck. It was really good to see. Not just Logan get the win, but they haven't won there since 22. They were swept last year in Texas. So to beat the defending champs in their place, I think was huge. To show you can play with the defending World Series champs is huge. And it also showed that pitching beats hitting. I mean, Mariners have elite pitchers. Rangers have, top 2, maybe 3 lineup in all of baseball. They're only missing Josh Young, all-star third baseman, so they got 8 of their 9 hitters there. They're missing some of their out of the rotation, sure. But when you look at when pitchers are on their game, Puck, it's just so hard to hit that even Texas at home can get shut out. So, like we talked last week, the Mariners, now they're in first place. I know it's a half game. It's super early. I know that. Astros in last.
Hey, but if the playoffs started today, we win the West. So, you know what? Hang the damn banner is what I say.
Astros in last, which is amazing. The A's are ahead of them. I had to look at that twice. But it just shows how, and Woo's coming back soon, and Hancock was fine in Colorado. But, boy, pitching.
Well,
pitching.
it's what
It's
they've
boring,
prided.
but
Yeah,
it's what exactly.
but it's what they've prided themselves on. They've always been good at it. They've always been good at drafting it and developing it and finding it. It's just been it's like that other piece that's missing with them offensively. And if they can ever just blend and mirror those two together, Brad, we've got ourselves an unstoppable force.
Exactly. And you're right. They don't have to score a lot. It's not like a Texas team that has to score 7 or 8 right now, or even a Houston. It's a team that you saw last night, two-run home runs. They score 4 runs in the first 2 innings, right? Then shut down. They only had 6 hits. They didn't do much offensively, but they won 4-0. And it was a comfortable win because of their pitching. If they could just get that 3-4 runs, you figure they're in most games.
Oh, for sure. Well, I mean, just go look at that one. Look at the stat that they had on, Alex and the crew from the Mariners, PR. Look at the stat with Logan Gilbert. 31-0 when he gets 3 runs or more. That's stupid. Amazing. That's stupid how good that is.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, he's got a ERA under 2. Bryce Miller's under 2.
It's great.
Kirby's just coming down. Castillo's going to be fine. It's amazing. And then you just, match up the bullpen. I mean, they're so, the first games are so important to the Mariners, first games of a series. Like they go all out to win that first game because they figure if they've got that, they've got the huge advantage, obviously, now to win the series. So Munoz for the 9th in a 4-0 game, non-save. But, I mean, just making sure nothing crazy happens.
Well, I thought the Spire. I thought the Spire to me was the most important. I mean, it's kind of stupid, but really, I thought it was the most important part of the game. Yeah. He comes up. It's still 4-0. You know how explosive they are with their offense, and he comes in and he faces the heart of their order. Right? They're boom. Their 3 best guys: Simeon, Seager, and Carter, and he gets out of it. I mean, it's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that was huge.
That was huge.
How about this guy? DFA'd by Kansas City.
Was it because of too many tattoos?
I don't think so.
No.
I just, you look at Kansas City and you think, could they use Gabe Spire in their bullpen? Probably. But I don't know the situation at the time. But it just seems like what a miss by them. And a great find, like to your point, a great find by the Mariners to get these guys. And then for Trent Blank and Pete Woodworth to identify what he does well and just focus on that. And it's always strike 1, right? And then pitch to your strengths and don't try to do too much out there. Don't worry about a 3rd or 4th pitch, whatever. If you have 2 pitches, focus on location and strike 1. And it's been working for years for these guys.
Yeah. You think the other hitter's ever going to figure out that Spire's going to throw it right down the middle of the plate?
On that first pitch?
Do you think they're ever just going to, like that first pitch, it's coming right down the middle? You think they're ever just going to pick up on that?
Nope.
So, like, hitters sometimes,
crazy, isn't it?
Like, we tell our Little League kids all the time, go up there thinking hit. It's all the way. Hit. It's,
From the
you
first
hear
pitch.
It's yes, and then it's no. It's not no, yes. So just go up, yes, I'm going to swing, and then you can say no at the end. But like, we're not taking the first pitch. If it's right down the middle,
right in the middle, I know.
Hit the ball. Now, when it's over your head, which generally at 11, a lot of them are. If it's in the dirt, don't swing at that. If it's at your head, please don't swing at it. But if it's going to be right down the middle, I mean, these kids are getting better now, so just swing away. But
just rip. I know.
It's the same thing for the major league level, I would assume. I would hope.
Because once you're down 0-1, I mean, the odds are
you just start
so much more in the pitcher's favor because now you're not going to get a fastball, right? And that was your one pitch to hit. Now you're going to have to try to fight off a curve or slider outside, or you're not getting anything down the middle. These guys are that good. At 11, not so much. But
no, 11, no. Although the Ballard, the Fisher Plumbing ran into a Magnolia group, which I think Magnolia might be the greatest in the history of Little League in this area. And they had kids that I think drove to the game last night.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, shaving.
They were so big. I mean, Jesus.
Did you keep it close? Did you get 10 run?
We did not get 10 run. It ended in the 5th because they have a rule but yeah, it was a close game, but they got a couple late. We lost 17-9, but we played well. We played really well.
Not bad.
We held up with them. I mean, this is like legit. They're just like a legit little league / Major League Baseball powerhouse up in that little neighborhood, and really a downtrodden neighborhood called Magnolia.
Oh yeah, that's a place you don't want to be after dark.
You don't want to be there after
No.
dark. You just don't. Well, they're playing better. And really, I know we touched on him a little bit because he was making love with the Trident, but this offense goes as Julio goes. I mean, look at the numbers. I can give you these crazy numbers where in the first part of the season where he wasn't doing anything, and they find themselves 4 games under 500, but then now he's been able to turn it around.
Mhm.
And I mean, their entire offense is different now just because of him. I mean, here's the stat. 12 games into the first part of the season, they were 4-8. And he was hitting 196, his OPS at 477. His last 11 games, they are 8-3. Shout out to Matt Lovelace. He came up with this. I saw this note there on Twitter. Last 11 games, 8-3. Julio's 364, OPS of 869.
It makes a big difference. I mean,
Does it?
And you go back, and you go back to 2022, 2023, and this year, same thing, right? He gets his very slow start in April and May, and the team is under 500. And then everything starts to gel. You also go look back at the last 11 games, 10 quality starts in those 11 games. A huge reason, again, why they're 8-3. So if they get pitching, and again, Julio and a little bit of offense, that's the winning formula.
The winning. Well, but it's cliche, but that's what it is, though.
Hey,
you're 100% right.
It's their winning formula, I should say. And as teams get better, it'll be interesting to see, how the offense can do and if the pitching can hold up through Texas. You got Arizona, who's scored the most runs in baseball, I do believe. And then you got the Braves, who are you want to talk about that Magnolia Little League team. These guys, I mean, they just look different.
Oh,
when you see the Braves. And everybody's 6'5". It's except for JK. But even he's decent size. But, to see it and keep it going through that. Then you go to Houston, the next road trip in May. I'm looking forward to that one as well, too. So, as the talent, their opponents' talent level gets better, I'll be curious to see how things go for the Mariners. But, I mean, they've proven it over the last couple of years. I mean, Julio can hit anybody. They can pitch against anybody. Good pitching beats good hitting. We talked about that. But this next homestand is going to be, 6 games against NL's, 2 of the best. So that's going to be a good test and a lot of fun to watch these guys play.
Okay, they got game 2 as we're recording this on Wednesday. For those listening here today on the show, what do you guys got planned for the pregame here on Root Sports later today?
Well, I do believe we've got the fake Aussie,
the fake one.
Like to call him.
He still is able to do the accent after all these years. It's incredible. Good for him.
From Minnesota, but he's able to do that accent. So it's shocking to me.
Get him to say hot dish on the air today. And I want to see, because that's Brad.
That is Midwest.
That's the trick with him. If you throw hot dish on him and he says it in the Aussie accent, then maybe he really is. But if he goes hot dish, then it's
hot dish.
It's over. We know, we caught him. Okay.
What was it? Was that your Australian accent? What was that?
Throw another. I want some. Throw another shrimp on the barbie. A little hot dish. Is that
hot dish?
No, I can't.
That's close enough.
I was trying to do hot dish, and don't you know? You guys want to come over later for some hot dish and some lining kugel? That's a little Midwest Minnesota.
Yes, I would. That is Midwest. I will talk yesterday and talk again today. Bryce Miller and how he's been going so well lately. But you look back and he's had a couple of really rough turns against Texas there too.
Bryce Miller's pitching performance brought to you by Natural Light and Kodiak.
Oh, fantastic, isn't he?
Jeez, I love
the
that
mullet
guy.
Just rocking the mustache.
Do you think he eats, or is it just I envision for me? This is just me. That a Bryce Miller day is gets up, shirt off, jeans kind of unbuttoned down, goes outside on his deck or porch, quick little breakfast Marlboro with some with some black coffee. Okay.
Yep.
Gets done with that. There's no eating involved. I don't think he eats at all. And then he gets, just kind of throughout his day, just, puts in a, bottom lipper dipper. And he's just kind of cruising around the day in his pickup truck. And about 5 o'clock, he'll have his first meal and his only meal, which is generally just a T-bone steak. Okay. Now it's well done though. It's well done, unfortunately.
Oh.
With a little sauce on it. Backs it up. But the lip dipper is still in there as he's eating, which is remarkable. And then he gets done with that, another cigarette, another couple of Marlboro Reds, some whiskey, and we just go out and pitch. We go to the ballpark and pitch. That's my Bryce Miller day. Accurate?
You might not be too far off. You might not be. He's got the boots on. Well, I tell you what,
boots are always on.
Yeah, I tell you, he's one that will, those guys that we've talked about at the gym that make their own tank tops.
Oh yeah, that's him.
He cuts and makes his own tank tops, and it's like the real stringy.
Yeah,
and that's what he wears in the clubhouse, pregame.
Oh, that fits.
I've asked him a few times. He says he will, but I said, any chance you can make me one of those tank tops? I gotta have one.
Would you wear it on the set? Tank top Thursdays on route.
It's pretty revealing. I might wear it on this podcast.
Fine. Send me
he
one.
Says he's going to make one. You want one too? Okay.
Yeah, but I'll send the shower curtain over. He can cut up the shower curtain just for me. All right. Is that okay? That took you a second to get?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you next Wednesday, Brad.
Sounds good, my friend.
There he is, Brad Adam, brought to you by Root Sports. Find his appearances everywhere where you find your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, everywhere. And, of course, YouTube as well.